Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer. Well, it is a beautiful Tuesday morning. Welcome into the hottest spot in town. This is Sunshine's Corner. And I am your host, Sunshine. And let me tell you, as I do every single day, I welcome you into the hottest spot in town. You know my beliefs. I believe that if there's something that we need to know, this is where you need to be. Because if we don't talk about it, how can you find out? You can't read each other's mind. I believe in putting out the information for the community that is so needed. And today it's not going to be any different. Why? Because I have one of the greatest, and he's such a good friend. I mean, you see, he's just smiling. Pastor Joseph Marshall from St. John Divine. He is my guest this morning. Good morning, Pastor.
Good morning, Miss Sunshine. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Look. Welcome back.
Yes, ma'am. And it's good to be back.
Hello.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
told you you've always got a seat here.
You
now,
sure
I
did.
told you that a year ago when I first started. You know,
did.
It's been a year and a half now.
Say what?
Doesn't time
Really?
fly?
I didn't know it's been that
It's
long.
been that long. But you see.
I thought it was about 6 months.
No, a year and a half.
Definitely
We're
not
rolling.
so, huh?
We're
Wow.
rolling. But thank you
Okay.
for, doing what you do.
Yes, ma'am.
And I've got to say to you, I was telling you before we came on.
Yes, ma'am.
I watch you on social media.
To God
I
be the
hear
glory.
you preaching.
Yes, ma'am.
I hear you teaching.
Yes, ma'am.
And I mean, like, I love to hear that because, you see, I love to be taught.
Yes, ma'am.
And you teach.
Yes, ma'am.
And you've got such a following. You know why?
Yeah.
Because, see, people like good stuff.
Yes.
And you're that one.
Yes, to God be the glory for that.
I
Very
mean-
humbled by that.
I mean, thank you so much, and for all that you do. Even I'm even with the young people. Your church is filled with so many younger people, which is good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We work hard and intentional in that effort.
Exactly. Now I'm gonna start. I'm trying to work that word like that into my repertoire. Intentional.
Oh, Lord. Oh, you got it, Miss Sunshine. You got it. You got it. Yes, ma'am.
See, let me tell you something. Let me look in the camera when I say this.
Oh, Lord.
Now, Pastor Marshall, I just love the way he speaks because your intellect.
OMG, as the young folk would say, OMG.
But I'm just being real. I'm just
Well,
being
to
real.
God be the glory for that.
Amen. Well, you know what? We talked about this even last year, and we were talking about it off camera because what we're here to talk about today, you're doing it again.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's getting bigger and bigger and
Very
bigger.
much so.
Wow. We're talking about that men's health fair.
Yes, ma'am.
That is absolutely amazing. But sometimes people say, oh, it's hard to get men out.
Oh,
But you're doing it.
very much so. Very much so. We have, again, intentionally, purposefully, targeted men.
Right.
That's something that we do holistically at SJD.
Right.
And God has blessed that effort.
Right.
And we are grateful that, unlike many of the traditional cliches in which they state, a church does not have men in it, it's more women than men. But that actually is not the testimony of SJD.
I can tell you.
We have we have a broad conglomerate of men that are very active at the church, and for whatever reason, people continue to be drawn towards that effort.
I wonder why.
Well, so when I got my first doctoral degree from Luther Rice in 2010, my doctoral dissertation was understanding the leadership potential within African American man within the church and home. And what I discovered in my research was that it was after the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 that, of course, then many of the HBCUs and other colleges and universities began to come about.
Right.
Well, it was during that time that the majority of those who would attend these institutions of academia, they were women, which was a great thing.
Right.
And the men were out there working laboriously, providing for their families.
I see.
And it was also during that time where, as far as being an entrepreneur, that men were able to do that in the church.
Okay.
And so when it came to, I know we joke about it, but chicken dinners and all of those things, that was a means of a man being entrepreneurial.
Right.
Because they could not be that within society because of systemic racism and all of these sorts of things.
Exactly.
So what happened was that, and I have to admit, because there were three main reasons why men left or departed away from the church, and that was, and I just want to emphasize, number one, calling myself on the carpet, the pastoral emphasis or the lack thereof.
Okay.
For instance, we say often within the church, if you want something done, then get the women to do it. Well, if I'm a dude, I'm going to be like, well, you don't need me. And so I'm going to stay at home.
Okay.
So what we try and do is make certain that, of course, we continue to lift up our marvelous women, of which we're going to be celebrating this Sunday. But we also lift up our man with the same vigor. And so, it's worked purposefully and intentionally. It works.
Can I tell you something? I want to tell you about. Did y'all see how we just got educated all the way back from the Emancipation Proclamation?
Oh Lord. Yes, ma'am. But that is the truth. That is the truth, because once upon a time, Sonshine, in tracking where all of this actually, the origin of it, back in Bible days, Paul made a statement in the book of Corinthians. He stated, women ought to keep silent in the church. Which, okay, just before you throw any stones, hold on.
No, yeah. I'm with you.
And so the contextual analysis was that, and there is some differing with this, that women and men did not sit together. And so the primary lean is that there was a balcony. The balcony was smaller than the floor. And watch this. And the men sat on the floor. The women sat in the balcony. And what was happening during biblical days was that the women would blurt out in the midst of the worship experience. And they would ask, baby, what did he say? What did he say? And so all Paul was simply saying was, women, if you have anything to ask your husband, wait till you get home. That's all. And that's all it was, because that also speaks to the level of biblical literacy of men back in that day.
Right.
Whereas now we often look to the woman for biblical literacy. Well, back in those days, it was the man, because the women were able to ask the man. But some way, somehow, from those days unto today, the men have seeped out. But that was the reason why, because they were the dominant force by way of demographics in the church.
You see how we're getting educated? I mean,
ma'am.
That's it. But from those days to
today. Yes, ma'am. Oh, Lord. Fresh off heaven's press. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So.
To God be the glory for that.
This is what I think that we need to continue to do. That's what you're doing. That's why your pews are filled.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why they're filled with
they are.
Everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, and that's what it is, because you are educating them on things that they need to know.
Yes, ma'am. And the women want their man in church.
Of course.
Let's just be honest.
Hello.
Women love men. And women boost them up.
Right.
Women lift them up. And I'll say this last thing, but one of the things we try to do is, with our divine women, is to have the women to cheer the man on. And every man likes to be cheered on.
But of course.
I mean, we love it. We love being cheered on, and y'all do such a good job. Y'all women, y'all blow our heads up. You make us think we're Superman. You make us think we're some kind of superhero, and we know we're not. But we could be lifting the garbage can, and y'all could say, "Ooh, look at those muscles in his arms," and we find other trash cans to lift up because we love it. And I believe that's the way God designed it, if you will. And so it is even with man's health.
Let me tell you something. I got to stop you right there.
What's that?
Now, he's talking about how we lift him up, but I was reading a post he did for his wife the other day.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, my God.
Birthday?
Oh, my God. That woman. Yes, that woman.
Hey, Terry, listen.
Yes, she's watching presently. What's up? How you doing?
I read that post.
You read the post?
You were talking about, this is her 50th. Oh, but did I say that? I got this is really her 30th.
Her 30th, because she always claims 25.
Come on.
But now that she's turned 50.
So she's now what, 30?
Now she's 30. So I don't know if we going by way of double decades, and then we step up 5 years, or what. Maybe when she turns 60, she'll be 35, I guess.
Go, girl.
You know, but so we're 4 years apart. And so often she'll say, Lord, I cannot believe I married this old man. You know, since she's 30.
I get it.
And I'm 54.
I hear you.
You know, so I don't mind my age. I'm grateful for my age.
See, but you also, the two of you, I have to say this. I think I said this to you before. You all show what it is, what a married couple is supposed to look like.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I think that's beautiful, because some people don't understand that. And the way you exemplify the beauty.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Of marriage.
Yes, ma'am.
And now I'm not saying that marriage is A bed of roses 24/7? No.
Oh no, we've been married 21 years.
Yes, but the fact of it is, you see, and I believe the scripture, whenever I get married again, it's gonna be like this, you know
yes,
what?
Yes. Hey.
I'm not going to bed sleep. I'm not gonna go to sleep unless we work this thing out.
But hold on just a second.
Yes.
Miss Sonshine.
Yes.
You just talked about sleep. And since you mentioned my wife's birthday, and I'm not certain if we're going to be going to a commercial break here soon.
They'll let me know. Keep talking.
But check this out.
What?
So I'm trying to get my rest because Saturdays I'm trying to get spiritual.
Okay.
Because I got to preach on Sundays.
That's right.
So there's this thing out. There's nothing holy about what I'm getting ready to say.
Come on.
And that is this song or this movement of boots on the ground. Well, there you go. These fans. So my daughter comes home from college. And so, and one of our other members, she's an AKA as well.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to rest. And pow, pow. She keeps popping this fan. And I'm like, Lord, this woman that you gave me, will you please put her to rest? So that I can preach your word in the morning. And so I said that at the church on Sunday morning. And one of the other saints, matter of fact, Deaconess Margaret Stallworth.
Called your name.
Yes, I called her out. Yes. So she's getting ready to bestow a new brand because she broke the fan that she kept popping in my face on Saturday night. So they're bestowing upon her another fan or what have you.
Go, girl.
Oh, no, please don't.
Look, I got that fan too.
Believe it or not, I'm a major introvert. And she's a major extrovert. Oh, I'm an inflamed introvert.
You?
Oh my God. Miss Sonshine, when I'm finished with this show, I'm gonna go back in my corner.
Really?
Until my other 4 meetings that I have today.
You won't have long?
Yes, ma'am, because Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my extrovert days.
Right.
Where I engage and socialize and talk and that sort of thing. But after that on Thursday, I gotta recover from all of this socialization.
You go back in there.
Yes, ma'am.
You pull back.
Yes, ma'am, because extroverts get their fuel from socializations and that sort of thing. Right. Introverts, we get ours from being quiet time into ourselves.
And Terry is so...
Listen, we went out to L.A. for the NAACP Awards. The chairman of the NAACP, Rosalind Brock, whose mom is a member of our church. Long story short, we went out there. And my wife tried to tell Sister EP that Joseph is an introvert. Long story short, LL Cool J, Angela Bassett, Fred Hammond, you name a star, all of them, they were there. Well, I get my little cheese bits and chicken wings, and I go in the corner while Terry is working the room.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I'm in a corner, literally. I don't want to socialize with no one. Not because I'm being, someone.
But you're just that person that's up.
But I'm just an introvert.
I never would have guessed it.
Oh, no.
You ought to hint with checking my preaching.
Oh, Lord. And after I preach, I go to my office and I say, whoo.
Really?
I'm a major introvert.
I never would have guessed that.
Yes, ma'am. I'm like Prince. I know how to turn it on.
Come on now.
When I need to.
There you go, and turn it off when you have to.
So power to all of the introverts out there. More power to you. Continue to do your thing.
I never would have thought.
I am a major introvert. Anyone that knows me from school even, Joseph, you are a preacher? Because I was so quiet.
Really? And when you're preaching, you're not just saying, okay, we're going to tell you what Paul said.
Yes, ma'am.
No, you are. I mean, you get and you're sweating.
But I have a personality. I love being funny. I'm a geek. I have a lot of nerdy ways.
Right.
So...
We can tell by that grammar.
Oh. Well, yes, ma'am. That is... Hey, look, I am. I do have a lot of...
Yes, you do.
Geekish ways and nerdy habits and that sort of thing.
Well, as my mother said, I'll just be darned.
Yes, ma'am. I am a
guessed
major introvert.
Wow.
Yes,
but you know what? Being that introvert, but look at this huge event.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And then you're telling me that you're thinking you're going to have to even get a bigger place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're in partnership with an entity called RxView, Healing the Hues. Audrey Johnson is the head of that entity.
Yep.
And so we were just collaborating and talking, and we were looking at the logistics of the campus of SJD, of which it certainly is going to be accommodating. But the way we're looking at it, and futuristically, really, we're going to have to look for a larger venue because last year's event was a tremendous success. And that's not just scuttlebutt or things that I'm putting out.
That's not just what?
Things. It's not scuttlebutt.
See? We're getting educated, y'all.
There you go. It was awesome. And from the buzz and from the contacts and from those who've been reaching out already, and we have not purposely been publicizing. This is one of our first efforts to publicize.
Right.
It's going to be big.
No doubt.
It's going to be major. I mean, major.
Listen, we're going to talk about all those sponsors, all those people that are joining on that flyer that I said. The flyer is going to come up on the screen in a little bit. But what we're going to do, we're going to run the break. We're going to come back and talk more with the introvert.
Oh, yes,
Pastor Joseph Marshall, right here from.
Ma'am.
I mean, thank you so much for getting
No
that
problem.
with us. We'll be back with more right here on Sunshine's Corner.
Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sunshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sunshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
Aloha, I'm Madrina Ciano, the host of Rolling with Madrina, and I love Blab TV. It's a great pleasure to host a community show that brings awareness to so many great initiatives that are happening right here in Pensacola. It's even more exciting as I go through the community and I hear from people about how much they're learning. I'm the host of Rolling with Madrina, and I am Blab TV.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
At Pensacola Habitat for Humanity, we believe every child should have a safe place to grow. That's why we work with you and the community to build not just a house, but a home.
She worked very hard to get this house. I really appreciate that because, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here right now.
When you help build a home, you build a future. Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
And welcome back to this Tuesday edition of Sunshine's Corner. We have Pastor Joseph Marshall. I'm learning so much today, Pastor. I never would have dreamed that you are an introvert, but I understand.
Yes,
because
ma'am.
I know Prince was.
Oh, okay. You knew Prince was. Okay.
I know Prince was.
Right.
Prince would even do an interview.
I didn't know that.
Until the very end. The more he matured, that's when he started doing that. He wouldn't even talk to people.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He would not.
Well,
I only read that he was an introvert.
Yes,
but
that's right. He was that way. And he was some kind of guy. But with him, he was smart. And I think
very
maybe
smart.
all the smart guys.
Let's lean with that.
Okay.
I concur. Yeah. Introverts are smart people.
Very smart.
Yes, they are.
What
else? We don't talk, so we got to read.
Yes, ma'am. Gracious, But
yes,
let's talk more about what you've got coming up because I think that's great
Let's
because
talk about it.
I can hear, you hear a lot of people say, how you get men up? How you do this? How you do that? With that connection that you have, everybody can see the flight that's on the screen right about now.
Yes, ma'am.
It's going to be taking place on the 14th of June. That's right around the corner, people.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, look at all those people that are with you on that.
And that is a minimum amount. That actually is the start.
That's not the complete.
Oh, no. Miss Sunshine, by far. That right there, that will look totally different.
When you come back.
By the end. Yes, ma'am.
When you
By the
come
time
back.
I come back,
right?
If you will allow me to do so.
But of course you're coming back.
That flyer will be totally plastered with other logos and emblems and sponsors and
people that's coming out to be.
Oh, absolutely.
But you know, it's so good because of the fact that I think that, you know, you always hear men don't want to go to the doctor. Our men.
Yes, ma'am.
Black men.
Yes, ma'am.
They don't want to go to the doctor. They don't want to get checked up. But that's untruth. Because I hear you, because they're being tested and everything.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. So the man will have a wonderful opportunity even this year to receive additional testings. I state that in a way of plurality, right there on the campus of SJD. And if I may, throw out some of those testings that will be available, whether that be PSA testing, whether that be colonoscopy. There's a kit that is available that,
really?
Yes, ma'am, that you can get tested in that regard as well. Blood pressure testing, stress testers, all of this. And this will be from reputable vendors and doctors who will be doing all of these testings right there on the campus of SJD. Those men will be able to leave with their results.
With answers,
right there on the campus, because if we don't get it there, because after all, as men, we got goals and things we're trying to accomplish. So yes, they'll be able to get all of that right there. And we want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors.
Exactly.
However, we do want to also lift up Baptist Hospital.
Yes, they are good.
Because they are one of the entities that's going to be providing the PSA testings and many of the other testings and other things. They're coming full force as well. And since I'm shouting out Baptist Hospital,
go right ahead.
I would be remiss of myself if I did not shout out Sacred Heart, only because I am on the board there.
So you better. Get that one out, Pastor.
I got to just slide that in.
Slide that away.
You know, but we're grateful for them joining in this effort.
But you know, I love that with the entities coming together for a great cause.
That's great, Sonshine, because here in Pensacola, as well as other places, often we act as lone rangers. And within this contemporary society, we want to put our name out there.
Exactly.
Well, it's not about Joseph Marshall.
That's right.
It's about the ultimate objective.
That's right.
And that is for men to get informed concerning their health. So the more partners you have, the bigger and better the event can be.
Absolutely.
And you can get your objectives accomplished.
Absolutely. That's a great thing that you're doing. I have to say that because of the fact there are some people that shy away. But when you're in an area, and I will say this.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody that's looking like me.
Oh, my God. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
If you're looking like me, that's going to cause me to be more comfortable.
Yes. Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
Because sometimes, even with myself in certain situations, if the first thing would draw me, if I see somebody that look like me, then I'm going to go that route. And I say that for men, even with the testing that's going on, because this is a private test.
Very much.
But it's a test that's needed so much because there are stages you can go through that can protect you.
Very much, very much. And I might add, I'm not proud of what I'm getting ready to say, but I don't mind being transparent and forthcoming. In 2019, I had cancer. I got tested upon my departure from the military that told me what my PSA was. Well, I didn't know really what that meant.
Right.
They told me it was 3.9 upon my departure. Well, anything that is above 4 is considered to be suspicious as far as cancer. By the time I started having the manifestations of it, my PSA was up to 8.7. And that's when I discovered it was cancer. Well, leaving that aside, I had a stroke in 2023.
Who?
Myself. Yeah, I know you probably did not know that. I had a stroke. I was eating right at Global Grill, right on this drag right here. And I was with my wife, and I got our lobster bisque and Caesar salad, and just went mute. My wife was talking, and I was supposed to respond. And I wasn't responding. And I ended up on the concrete right out here, downtown Pensacola. Yeah, but only stated that because stressors.
Yes.
Stress. And men have a lot of stress. And there are 3 stages of stress. Stage 1 is good stress because it keeps us on our toes and keeps us astute or what have you. But when you start getting to stress level 2 and 3, you're in trouble. And I did not recognize with all of the demands upon my life or what have you, that I literally went and my body just shut down. It couldn't take anymore.
But God, look at you today.
Yes, ma'am.
But God.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, and I think sometimes, and I said I, personal pronoun, I do believe that God allows us to go through certain things so that we can help somebody else.
I often say it like this: God allows us sometimes to go through misery, that our misery may become medicine for someone else.
Someone else, exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
I believe that. And when you say that, I think about men. I want all the men to listen. I don't care if you're red, yellow, black, white, or brown. You need to be at this event.
Very much so.
You know, red, yellow, black, white, or brown.
Red, yellow, black,
white, or brown.
White or brown. There you go.
I don't care who you are.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
need to be at this event so
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
get tested and find out, because I believe sometimes our people don't want to know.
Now, that's a good twist, that sometimes we just don't want to know.
We don't want to know.
Wow. I like that. I like that.
But you think, if I don't know,
right,
then I'm not going to have this in my head, because I believe that sometimes, and this is me, and I'll share why I feel that way. I lost a brother, but he had been in remission for a long time. He had lung cancer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he had been in remission for a long time, and then went to the doctor one day.
Okay.
Boom, it was back.
It was back, okay.
But what I'm saying, it changed him. And I think when the doctors told him, this is just me, and I believe this with everything on the inside of me, you maybe have 5 months.
Oh, wow. This is your brother. Wow.
You may have 5 months.
You may have 5 months.
But I think what it was in his head, because immediately when I got the phone call, I jumped in my car. I went home. And I told him, I said, look, they might have said, but there's a God that can keep you, and just all you got to do is believe.
Yes,
he said, but they've given up on me. They've given up on me.
God
I said,
has
no.
not given up on you.
You see, but God has not given up on you. And I think that's what some people may fear. If I don't know, it's just going to happen.
I like that.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
But you see, but if you do know, you still can get help.
Yes, ma'am. And as men,
Yeah.
if I could put it this way, we don't like being viewed as a punk.
Come on.
We don't want to be viewed as weak,
Yes.
susceptible, man up.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that's our group at church, man up.
Man up, okay.
Yeah, man up. Well, we put a little twist. For you manning up is seeing about your health.
Come on now.
Man up and do that.
Exactly.
And it helps when, only reason I testify in that regard, when someone that is notable, that you can hear, okay, he's gone through this, he's had cancer, he's had a stroke, he had a TIA, but these are the things that led up to it, and these are the things that were going on, and this is how I could prevent it. So right now, and I'm talking to men out there.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to manage stress. I'm trying to manage my stress level. It's kind of difficult because a lot of it has been compiled over the years from pastoring and being active duty military and all of that. However, stress will kill you.
Yes, it's studies show it's a #1 killer.
Yeah, that's what they say, but I'm grateful to be here.
Come on now.
And we want other men to stick around as long as possible, because your family loves you, your wife, your other entities, your whatever you are involved in, we want you around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Pastor, what I also want to, I'm going to say this, and it's only because I care. I see so many of us gain weight.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, wow. Wow.
And what I've learned is this.
That's a good one.
I mean, because our frame, believe it or not, our skeletons are all the same size.
Okay.
I learned that in college.
Talk.
Okay.
You're educating me now. And I'm listening.
But the fact
I'm
that
listening.
I want us to real, and when you see, and this is also a component of stress, it comes here.
Gut.
Wow. But I know we love all those good foods, but we gotta educate ourselves on how to eat more from the earth.
Yes, ma'am. I've started doing that.
Okay.
At least attempting, trying. I'm doing well so far.
I mean, but it is, and I mean, it's even for myself. I do the same thing because it's not good health.
Well, and may I add, my wife is a mental health therapist.
Right. I gotta get her on with that mental health. Do you hear that, Terry?
So one, and she's correct. I mean, it's her field, but so stress or mental health. Mental health, and that's going to be someone that's going to be on the panel as well.
Wonderful.
At the Men's Health Fair, because when your mental health is off, it actually causes other health issues, and I just did not know that.
Exactly.
You know, I didn't know that.
It does. And see, but what you're putting together, Pastor, is touching all the different entities that we need to take care of this one temple.
Very much. This one temple. Wow. This one temple, you know? of which, if God is going to do his best work, it's going to come through us.
Yes.
We are his hands.
We are
his feet.
That's it.
We're his mind. We're his mouth.
Exactly.
But if our health is bad,
if this temple ain't right,
you ain't gonna be able to say nothing.
You can't say nothing. I'm
yes,
just
ma'am.
saying.
You can't.
And you know, and I say this often to, I mean, don't go home and just every day. You see, Pastor, what he said that Tuesday and Wednesday, he's out there.
Very much. You gotta get it.
And no, I called him one day. He said, "Well, I'm in the gym right now."
Yes, ma'am. I was in Houston, Texas.
That's right.
I was on the elliptical machine.
That's right. You said, "Well, I'll have to call you back."
Yes,
but what
ma'am.
I'm saying is the movement. You gotta keep it moving.
Very much.
And we're gonna talk more about that because I'm all about
Looking
that
forward
part.
to it.
Okay.
I can. Yes,
Stay
ma'am.
with us. We're gonna talk more about that right here on Sunshine's Corner.
You finally found the perfect car in Racing Blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if auto owners make sense for you.
Keep going, more. No, stop!
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
It's baseball season. From heart-stopping plays to legendary victories, this is baseball at its finest. Grab your seat, bring your energy, and witness greatness live. Don't just watch it, feel it. The Pensacola Blue Wahoos are back, and you can watch Pensacola Blue Wahoos home games live on Fridays and Saturdays, only on Blab TV. Love the Blue Wahoos but can't watch? Get your tickets now.
The Emerald Coast Utilities Authority's state-of-the-art materials recycling facility processes recyclables for communities throughout the region, lowering need for more landfills. This highly efficient recycling service accepts glass, paper, cardboard, plastics, aluminum, and more. But we need your help. Please make sure your recyclables are clean of garbage, food, and liquids. Also, please remember that plastic shopping bags, foam products, or yard waste are not recyclable. To learn more, go to livegreenecua.com.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. I tell you, Pastor and I are having such a great conversation here today. We're just going so deep, but it's all about health.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is what you're putting together that I commend you. And for everybody that's with you to work on this great event that's going to take place on June 14th. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be here before you know it.
Yes, ma'am. Right around the corner.
It's right around the corner. So make the plan that Saturday.
Yes, ma'am. 10 to 3.
10 to 3, right in the...
Yes, ma'am. Right there in the center of our wonderful city.
Exactly.
That I love so much.
I tell you.
I do. At 620 East Jordan Street.
That's right.
Sunshine, can I say something as a joke?
Go right ahead.
So you mentioned gut health.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So when I got saved, June 28th, 1992, then I got licensed February 23rd of 1993, then I got ordained January the 8th of 1995.
Come on now.
And then I started pastoring, amen, April of that same year.
Uh-huh.
I was 24 years of age.
Right.
And I promised the Lord at that time, I was with the 1st Marine Expeditionary Force. So we were doing PT Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 what have you. So later on, I moved up in rank and became, supervisory and that sort of thing. So I said, Lord, I promise you that my gut will not get so big where my stomach holds the Bible up on the pulpit.
Come on now.
So that has been my quest.
Exactly.
To honor my promise to the Lord,
right,
that my gut would not get so big
that it
holds the Bible up on the pulpit.
I got to have a look on here. You're right.
Ahead.
I see some people.
Oh, see, there you go. There you go, Miss Sunshine. There you go.
And we're making fun of it, but
just
what
making
we're saying
fun. Yes, ma'am.
But what we're trying to say is that we've got to take care of the temple.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
This is where he lives.
It is imperative that we do so.
Very much so. And with this, I'm sure you've got people that's going to educate you on how to eat.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know what I've also learned, Pastor? You can eat what you want, but it's in moderation.
You know what? So since you brought it up, I've learned as I've gotten older and body is starting to change, if you will.
That's right.
To get those little saucers.
Yes.
I don't know, is that like a black cultural thing?
I know what a saucer is.
You know what a saucer is?
I know exactly what a saucer is.
Okay, long as you know.
I know.
Okay, well.
They know what a saucer is.
Yeah, they know what a saucer is.
That thing Daddy you sit that coffee on.
So
that
you
little
get,
saucer.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So you get like a saucer rather than the big gigantic plate.
That's right.
And put whatever you want to on it.
And eat it.
But just don't overeat.
That's right. And don't go back and fill that sauce up 5 times.
Now, that's a good one as well. It said, don't fill it up 5 times.
It's all about that. And see, that's what this health fair is going to educate everybody on.
Yes,
Get
ma'am.
your testing, learn how to eat to take care of the temple.
Yes, ma'am. And all of it is going to be right there available for you.
Exactly.
I mean, you don't have to make an appointment.
That's right.
You don't have to take time out of your busy schedule. All you got to do is show up. And we're going to have, I must say this, of course, you got to do some things to lure people in.
But of course, it's always, we know how to promote.
We're going to have some marvelous prizes. I'm not talking about a little, thing go around your neck or what have you. I'm talking about like.
You're not going to have that little fan go right.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Drills. I mean, like major stuff. I mean, major things. Major. We're going to have some good food there, right there on the campus.
Come on now.
Now I don't know if there's healthy food or not.
If it's grilled and you just do your portion control.
It is grilled.
Portion control. Portion control.
Yes, ma'am.
Is all we need to do. You can eat what you want, but you got to know how to.
Yes, ma'am.
And no, I use my hand. Okay.
Okay. What do you use your hand
That's
for?
4 ounces of meat right there.
Okay, let me do that with you.
Right, 4 ounces.
Okay.
That's it.
That's so.
And if you want to cook,
so the meat
should be the size of your hand.
Should be the size of your hand.
I didn't say that thick. I said.
Okay, so.
But that's it.
Just the size of my hand.
The size of your hand.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay, so
that
no
should be.
larger.
And your vegetables, you want something steamed, but you only have a cup, 8 ounces.
Only a cup.
But when you realize, when you start to do it, it will become so natural. You know what it looks like.
I understand.
You know what it looks like that you don't have 4 chicken wings, 2 legs, and go back and get that breast.
Yes, ma'am. Look, that's my first go-to.
Okay.
It's the breast.
Okay,
I'm
I
not
like
gonna
that. Look, now I love my breast because it's so white meat and dry.
That white meat.
I
yes,
love
ma'am.
that white. And if you can grill it right, it's so juicy. You know what I'm talking about. Make him pass over here, getting home. He had to drink a little water.
Yes, ma'am. Look, I was salivating. Yes, ma'am.
There you go. But the fact, did you hear that? Well, what?
Oh, Lord, salivating. Oh, Lord.
Maybe we're going to have him on.
Oh, God. Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to sit over here that day with a pen.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
But it's
a
good thing.
It really is.
And it's the fact of it that you see how we're having fun talking about taking care of us.
You have to. You have to. And may I add also that, and I'm going to be very frank, because I think in order for us to achieve the objective, we have to be frank.
I agree.
Black people.
Say it.
As I was growing up, I would watch our counterparts. They would walk poodles in the neighborhood. They always had on their PT physical training, maybe, just walking.
We're getting educated.
Yeah, there you go. So they would be walking, what have you. Long story short, so as I started to get older, the doctor kept saying these 2 words: diet, here's the conjunction, and exercise. I don't care what you do, you can't get around it. You got to move.
You got to move.
I would often now, so I don't have my iWatch on now. So Sonshine, if I'm watching a sitcom or I'm watching the game, every time a commercial will come on,
you get up and move.
I get up and I just.
Thank you. You can do it anywhere.
Just march in place.
You can do it anywhere.
Until the game comes back on.
Exactly.
Then I sit back down.
That's it.
That right there normally is about 8 minutes.
You see?
And if you do that the entire game, you done worked out an hour.
Exactly.
And I done burned nearly 500 calories.
You see what I'm talking about? It's only subject that you do it 30 minutes a day.
All you have to do.
30 minutes a day.
That's all you have to do.
So when you get up on the 14th, you walk over there. You walk around.
Walk on over to the health.
Walk on around
there you go.
And you go from each booth. You're going to get your exercise, and you're going to get your testing and your results.
So I have to give another shout out.
Please go right ahead.
To my good friend, Pastor Dr. Lonnie Wesley.
Oh, hey, Pastor Wesley.
Because at the last health fair event, we have some fitness guys there. And we had a push-up competition. And I want to report I won the push-up competition.
Wait a minute, let me ask you something. Did Pastor Wesley get there and push up?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have photos. Yes, Pastor Wesley. I don't know if Tyler Hardiman was there or not.
Wait a minute, he was down there pushing up.
Look, we got to get it in. we want to last.
When I see Pastor Wesley, I'm gonna do it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And it kind of just came on the spot because Norman Baker. He was doing the fitness deal. As a matter of fact, Billy Lewis is going to be there this year also. And so, you know, all muscular, what have you.
Oh, and he get loud when he's
there you go.
Move.
And so they were just talking, and I'm like, hey, we different pastors. Don't think you can just walk up on us.
Come on now.
And so we were all just joking back and forth or what have you. And so it's like, hey, let's drop down. And so we dropped down, and we just started doing push-ups right there in the middle of the health fair.
I bet that was an attraction for everybody.
It was, and can I say this?
Please.
I often say this at SJD. Some things are taught, but then some other things are caught.
Exactly.
So there was another man who actually ended up joining our church. I ended up leading him to the Lord and actually being able to minister to him from the Bronx, New York, who was at the health fair. And may I say, that dude has turned his life around as far as his health, by way of his physical body, and his spiritual person, from being at the health fair. But I've never seen a pastor actually down there doing push-ups. So I was able to draw him in from doing push-ups.
You know what some people think, Pastor? When you get saved.
Oh God, tell me about it.
I'm supposed to walk around here like this. Well, you know, I'm just, no.
So one of the reasons why I delayed getting saved, I was 19. I said, Lord, I'm going to accept you at 30.
You thought it was going to be one way.
Because I thought I couldn't be cool any longer.
There you go.
I really did, and I'm too cool.
Hey.
Yeah, and then I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity.
Amen.
You know,
I know
so
that.
I got to be smooth. And I'm like, I don't see no smooth Christians. They always talk about floating and not, you know. But there are different believers out there now. Believers are being healthy.
Yep.
And believers are looking after their temple,
exactly,
as using your wording, as well as the physical body and their spiritual bodies.
But let me say this, Pastor. I want to say this. I want to reiterate. I want to take away that stigma that people have about being saved. Saved is the best thing you could ever do. That's the best joy.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the best joy. You think this? You thought the pastor wasn't gonna drop out there and he and Pastor Wesley weren't gonna compete?
Oh yeah.
That does not mean
we're gonna
that,
compete.
You know that doesn't mean that you don't have fun.
Yes, ma'am. If you're around me long enough, my introvert. Once I get to know you, one thing about introverts,
you break when you get to know a person.
I come on out.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. But the fact that that's what we want people. See, when you're there in this company coming up on the 14th,
yes, ma'am.
You've got a pastor and all the other pastors that's going to be there.
Yes.
That's going to let you know. Look, come out. Thank you, Lord. This is where you're going to come out to get the temple and feel the temple.
And
come on.
Say that one more time.
You're going to look now. Take care of the temple, but you're going to feel the temple with the Holy Ghost. Come on now.
Yes, ma'am. I love it. Maybe I should write that down as well.
No.
You know.
He going to get the words.
I get my words together. Yes, ma'am.
But you think about that, what you're doing, though, Pastor. That is so great. And ladies, get up and come out with your husband.
Absolutely.
Come out there with your fiance. Come out there with your boyfriend.
Bring him on.
Bring them.
Bring him on.
Bring your 18-year-old.
Bring him on. Because the earlier,
you find it out.
My son is 28 years old. And he's a health buff. And my oldest daughter is a health buff.
Right.
My youngest daughter, she's now getting on board, but she's in college, up at Tougaloo College.
You mean your twin?
Yeah, my twin. Oh God, you seen her?
I saw when I know she's an AKA.
Yes.
And when I saw you two, I said that is so cute.
Terry spit her out, but I feel like I spit her out.
No, Terry, you carried her.
That's all she did. I put that label on her.
That baby is you.
Yes, she is. She has in her phone, she has twin pops.
That's how you pop up.
That's how I pop up on her phone. Twin.
Look how he's smiling.
Yes, ma'am. That's my girl.
Exactly.
That's my little girl. Jocelyn is my baby. That's my oldest. She's 33. Right. Then little Joseph.
That's right.
Yeah, but that's my little girl.
And what's your puppy name? The dog?
Cage.
I see. You tell me I don't follow you?
Cage, I mean, you know all of it. Yes, ma'am. And Cage is saved too.
Come on now. Let me tell you.
He had to accept the Lord in his life.
Let me tell you something.
If he was going to be in that home.
Cage wouldn't have to worry about me. I was saying, hi, Cage, bye.
Hi, Cage. And believe it or not, guess what? That's Terry's dog. Terry chose him.
That big dog.
She chose that big dog, and he does not play about her.
That's why I would say.
He does.
Hi, Cage, bye.
Within the hierarchy of our home, she's first, Jordan is second, and I'm third. Within the hierarchy.
Get out of here.
He absolutely, Terry has that dog praying, saying his grace. She had all of it. I mean, before he eats, bow your head. He's going to bow his head. He's going to hand his paw. And Lord, we thank for it. In Jesus' name, amen. And then he's going to wait for the signal, eat.
That's a big dog, yo.
Oh, he's just 145 pounds.
That's a big dog, yo. I saw your baby with that dog. I said,
yes, yes,
go
ma'am.
Right on, Jordan. Okay, darling.
But you know what, though? Health-wise, he's been good. Because walking, he has to be walked. And that actually is a good caveat, insert for men. Walk the dog, because as you stated, any activity, any movement is good.
Absolutely.
And that dog will get you moving.
I'm going to tell you, he got me moving. I just saw him on Facebook. We're going to be right back with more with Pastor.
Yes, ma'am.
Look, talking about this health fair right here on Sunshine's Corner.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Emily Echeverria, Marketing Communications Director for Council on Aging of West Florida and the host of Coming of Age. Watch our show to find out what we're doing for our seniors and their families and hear from area experts and local business owners about their programs and services. Want to help? Find out how you can work with us to bring a better future to our seniors. Watch Coming of Age, 3:30 p.m. Wednesdays, only on Blab TV.
It's that time again. It's Animal Allies cat adoption time. Here are a few faces you might see. Meet these guys and more. Saturdays, May 3rd and 17th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Pet Supermarket. See you there!
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. I tell you what, we are having such a great, we're talking all the stuff.
The hottest spot.
The hottest spot in town.
No other place to be.
No other place to be. When you want to find out what's happening right here in Pensacola.
Sonshine.
Right here. And we got people like you, Pastor, that I always tell you, you've always got a seat here.
And I appreciate that tremendously.
I told you that over a year ago.
You did.
And I meant that because of the fact of your realness, so how you teach, and I think people need to see that.
Yes, ma'am.
And I mean, I'm not just talking about one community. I'm talking about everybody. Because what he's talking is about all of us. Somebody called you. Let's see who this is.
Called me?
Right now, we're on the phone. Good morning.
Me?
Good morning, Sunshine. This is Ardelia. How are you?
Ardelia.
Oh, my God.
Good morning, Pastor Marshall.
Hello there, Miss Ardelia. So glad to hear your voice.
Okay. My niece, Audrey Johnson, is one of the sponsors of this upcoming event at St. John Divine.
That is correct.
And she did it last year, and it was awesome. She was excited about it, and she still is. And she has a passion for health.
Yes.
She's a pharmacist, and she sees firsthand that we don't know stuff that we need to know, especially concerning our health. So she has this great passion for healing the hues. That means healing with the different colors and disparities that's in the black community, because we're all different colors.
That's right.
So she's coming in, and we are going to be there full force. And we have,
didn't I meet her in Orlando, Ardelia? Isn't that the lady I met in Orlando?
It is.
Okay.
It is. Okay. Yeah.
When Ardelia and I used to travel to Orlando every year.
Travel to Orlando?
Every year. We hate that stopped.
Oh, wow.
Yes. But Ardelia, I tell you what, she's one of the greatest.
Yes. She really is.
Okay,
and
so
she's on social media also.
Thank you, Pastor Marcia, for hosting us again, and we look forward to being there and to help healing the hues in our community, so that our men especially will know, because men are hard-headed. They don't want to get well. They don't want you to tell them what to do.
Come on, Miss Ardelia. What you call us hard-headed? We're
like Billy Goat.
We're trying to soften our heads on June the 14th.
She said y'all like Billy Goats.
Like Billy Goat. You know what?
Head.
And because my grandmother taught me to respect my elders,
you ain't gonna say nothing.
I ain't gonna say a word in rebuttal.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have the hard head.
Amen. Thank you, Ardelia.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. See you on the 14th.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Lord's will, we'll be there.
Thank you, Ardelia. I mean,
yes, we have hard heads.
She said they're just like Billy Goats.
What's that, just like Billy Goats, huh?
You know, you ever seen that Billy Goat with that thing, them horns?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What's it with the horns?
Yeah, that's the Billy Goat, the one with the horn. The nanny goat don't have horns.
But it's things of this nature, though, that soften us up.
Right.
Because men, we are naturally hard. I heard one preacher say it like this, and that is that we were birthed in the wilderness, Genesis 2:7, in the Garden of Eden.
Right.
So we're just wild like that. We're just hard like that. But we need to slow down. We need to slow down.
Absolutely.
And pause.
That's right.
And take care of our health.
That's it.
As a matter of fact, Miss Audrey Johnson, she's in Tallahassee. She's in Atlanta now. And she's a native of Pensacola.
Yes, she is.
And just yoking and partnering up together. Here's the thing, is that men, when I say we need to desperately be there on June the 14th, We really, really do.
I agree.
Because here's the thing, and Miss Ardella, she's right.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that works is when men see other men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one thing, and I admit, being a man, it's one thing for a woman to tell us.
Yep.
But
yes.
it's another thing for a man to tell us.
Exactly.
And we could say what we want.
Exactly.
But they'll listen to another dude.
I agree. And I think all I can say is this, Pastor. Continue to do what you're doing because God got his hands on you. He's leading you where you're supposed to go.
To God be the glory.
And you're doing a great job at it. We're down to 2 minutes already.
2 minutes?
We've laughed this whole hour away.
I thought Slick Rick said 6 minutes.
Yeah, come on now.
So we're down to 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I don't know if a preacher can say that.
I told you, just that don't mean that you don't live.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I'm very familiar with Slick Rick and the Get Fresh crew and all of that.
Yes.
But let me come back.
I know the feeling. Well, let's get everybody that date, and we're going to promise you right now he's coming back.
Yes, ma'am.
Because before we get to the date, we're going to have you back again so we can
look forward to it.
To have people to get ready for that.
Look forward to it.
And I'm going to make sure I get that flyer and keep it up so we can let people know, okay?
Look forward to it. And thank you again, Miss Sonshine, for having me.
Always.
It is a tremendous blessing. I recognize you didn't have to do it, but I'm so grateful that you did.
What's that old song? You didn't have to do it, but you did.
Yes, ma'am.
But I do it because, you see, I love getting information out. And I thank God for this, and all jokes aside, that God opened up this door so we can have the entity where we can get the information to the community.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's why I call this our information network.
Hoorah.
And we are going to continue to do just that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, mark your calendar. That's going to take place on June the 14th. He will be back. Sac John Divine is where you need to be. Men, I encourage you, do not allow this opportunity to pass. Take care of this temple. You only get one. Take care of the temple. You only get one. Find out what you need to do. As I leave you every single day, I leave you with a thought. Never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember, if you keep God first in whatever you do, I guarantee you're going to be a total success. So until tomorrow, for another day of sunshine, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.